Originally I wasn't gonna make this video, but I decided it would be a good story time video, so I decided against it, and I wanted to record this video. Now, the video of today, I quit going to college, and my parents aren't too happy about that. So I'll just get into it. This was about mid last month, so almost a month ago this happened. So I was signing up for classes, and I was gonna take some more classes for my criminal justice course because I was kind of like on the way to get like an undergraduate degree in criminal justice. Um, but for a while, actually, I would say like early 2020, late 2019, I was really thinking about just quitting college. Like, I did not think college was for me. I didn't like, I just didn't like college. It just wasn't for me. Like, taking all the classes, like, I'm getting a criminal justice degree, right? Or I was getting a criminal justice degree. I quit. I was getting a criminal justice degree, and I had to take like English classes, like math classes, like all these like filler political classes, like all these filler classes. Like, it's, I mean, I was just like, why do I have to learn about like all like this like political stuff? Like, I know, I mean, I'm not an idiot. I know like there are some political stuff when talking about like law and like criminal justice and stuff, but a lot of it wasn't even related. It was like, oh, what did the president do, or in this, and what would like the vice president do? I'm like, what does this have to do with like criminal justice, like enforcing the law? So I was like, this just seems kind of just pointless to me, and yeah, college just wasn't for me. I was like, I was interested in criminal justice, but there was just like so many like filler classes and like just BS classes I wasn't even interested in. And I just kind of lost my interest in getting that degree. So um, I decided to kind of go on a limb, I guess, and kind of because I was thinking about going back to trade school. Well, not back to trade school. I did a little bit of like auto tech and auto body in high school. But I was thinking about like going back into trade. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I was going to do auto body again. I didn't really like auto tech. So I didn't know if I want to do that. So I kind of went down the list, and HVAC was something that I thought I could see myself doing. I looked up some videos of it. I did some research. I was like, what, HVAC seems like something I could do. So I signed up for HVAC classes instead. And I told my mother first, and she didn't. She just seemed like kind of neutral about it. She was like, "Oh, okay, I don't. That's your decision." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And then she was like, "Oh, go tell your dad." I'm like, "Dang it, my dad!" Like my dad was like, he's like a lawyer, so he kind of wanted me to go into criminal justice. I didn't even want to go to college, honestly, but he just kind of peer pressure. He kind of like pressured me going to college. I didn't want to go to college when I got out of high school, so I was like, man, because my parents were paying for my college, right? And they said um, I would have to pay for a trade school if I decided to go because I kind of brought it up a couple months ago. I was like, I was thinking about trade school. My dad's like, okay, you're gonna have to pay for it though. So I'm like, dang it, okay. So, um, so I told my mom that that I signed up for HVAC classes. I paid for the classes out of my own pocket. And then she told me to tell my dad. I'm just in the back of my head. I'm like, oh man, he's not gonna be happy with this. Um, so I went to my dad. I told him, I was like, Dad, I'm not gonna get a criminal justice degree. I'm gonna do HVAC. And my dad was just like, hmm, okay. And he then he had like a family meeting. It was me and my parents. And they just kind of sat down and talked to me. They were like, "Josh, are you sure you want to do this? You're halfway through your criminal justice degree." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't really want to do criminal justice. I mean, I kind of want to do it, but I just don't think college is for me." And I kind of just told them like, I don't really see myself staying at a desk for like 12 hours a day doing like an office job. And honestly, I kind of lost my passion for criminal justice um, mid last year. It was because of a event last year. It was a pretty big event, um, dealing with the police and their policies. I'll let your imagination fill you in on what I'm referring to. But yeah, I just honestly, I just lost my passion for like criminal justice. I mean, I still kind of like it, but I just don't see myself doing it. Like, and I just don't see myself like finishing college. Like, college wasn't for me. It's kind of weird because I like learning, I like reading, I like all this stuff, but it was just like so much BS I had to go through, and it's just like, gotta do this math class, gotta do this English class, gotta do like all these like different like what does this have to do with criminal justice? Like okay, I know for a degree it proves that you're educated, but a lot of this stuff just didn't even make sense. Like I don't know, it just seemed very odd. But so yeah, that was pretty much it. So I told my parents, I'm going to do HVAC and all this, and then my dad was like, "Oh, are you sure you want to do this?" And then he kind of brought up like my history, like in high school I told you in high school I was doing like auto tech and stuff. And then out of high school I was thinking about doing carpentry, um, I didn't do that. I did criminal justice and all this kind of stuff. So he's like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" I'm like, "I'm sure." And then my dad's like, "Okay, but I'm disappointed in you." And I'm just like, "Yeah, I know." It was kind of a hard decision to do because honestly, right now I am broke. I'm broke. I'm working part time, and I don't have that much money, honestly. But in the end, I still feel like it's something I had to do because I was just kind of frustrated with like my lack of progress in just college, and I'm just like I'm not getting anywhere here. I need to do something else like HVAC. Like HVAC would be cool. It was either HVAC or being an electrician for me, but I thought HVAC seemed a little more interesting. So yeah, I chose HVAC. And yeah, so it was just like a really it was like a really like bold step for me because it was kind of like uh, going away from the norm. Like pretty much everyone in my family went to college. I'm going. Well, I technically went to college, right? I'm going to trade school, and so I'm. I felt like it really like empowered me kind of, because like I was kind of like standing up for myself, like I don't want to do this. I want to do this, and honestly, I don't even think I would. I don't even think I would have gone like. I don't even think I would have quit going to college and went to HVAC if it wasn't for Ayn Rand's book, The Fountainhead. Like that book kind of inspired me to kind of just like to do your own thing and like just do what makes you happy and like if you do what makes you happy, you can't fail, right? So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm 22 years old, so I'm not like super like confused about what I want to do. I feel like I have a good mentality of what I want to do now. If I start this fall, I'll probably finish by next year, like late next year, depending on how many classes I take. I'm taking two classes this fall, so I am very excited for doing HVAC. Um, and yeah, I'm excited to do it. I'm doing what I want to do. Honestly, for like the past like honestly year and a half, I just dreaded college. Like I'm just like I don't want to go to this class. I don't want to do this assignment. But with HVAC, I feel like I have like a lot of energy. I want to learn. Like I want to do this. Like I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm just like excited to do this. Like a new challenge, new all this. Like I'm just ready. And I was talking to my girlfriend about it because I told her like what happened like after the meeting, and honestly like I'm kind of glad that my dad is kind of like this. Not this. I'm not glad that my dad's disappointed me, but I'm kind of glad that they're kind of like hesitant about it because that just makes me want to prove them wrong. Honestly, like my dad's like, "Oh, are you sure you want to do HVAC? You quit going to college. You quit like carpentry." Like he like laid like all these stuff out, And I'm like, okay, that kind of makes me want to prove him wrong now, like, because he's like, oh, you're not committed, Josh. You can't commit to anything. You don't know if you want to go to the Navy. You don't know if you want to be a mechanic or a carpenter or whatever, a law person, I guess. So that kind of makes me want to focus and prove him wrong. So honestly, I'm glad my dad is kind of, I don't know what the word for it is, but like not hesitant, but he's kind of like unsure. He's doubting me. Perfect word. I'm kind of glad that my dad is doubting me because that just makes me want to prove him wrong. That makes me want to like work harder, graduate at the top of my class, or not graduate. Do you graduate from trade school? I don't know if it's like a graduation thing, but like finish trade school at the top of my class. That just makes me want to work 10 times harder. So if honestly, I'm kind of glad that he said that he doubts me. Because if he just said, oh, okay, that's fine, Josh, we support you and everything, I kind of feel like I wouldn't really be that, I kind of feel like I wouldn't really be that motivated. But now that he says he doubts me, that just makes me want to work 10 times harder and just go after that and prove him wrong. So, yeah, that's a short story about how my parents are disappointed in me. So as a summary, if you're still watching, this has been a long video. I did not intend it to be this long, but in summary, quit college, doing trade school, and my parents are disappointing me. Peace.